What would happen to Elizabeth? What would make this long boom landscape look so badly out of date just 30 years after its creation was not the fault of its planners. For the cyclical restructuring and abandonment which would lead to Elizabeth's rapid rise and fall was the very restructuring and abandonment cycle in which the Trust had tried so very hard to intervene. Nor, of course, could members of the Trust themselves have foreseen the downfall of their own position as South Australia's major housing authority and champion of the working class. The Trust's Elizabeth was endangered and eventually undermined, not by poor planning or perhaps even poor timing, but by the eventual stripping away of its own powers and their naive hope that the hard edges of industrial competition and economic change could be solved, not simply delayed, by flexibility and common sense. The Trust had assumed responsibility for producing a city, but it had never expected, nor had it wanted, to exert any untoward power over essentially private decisions like industrial location. In this sense, Trust officials drew the same unfortunate lessons from economic prosperity as developers in other long boom economies. The naive hope that expert planners could build and guarantee economic prosperity in the short and the long term by servicing and subsidizing capital so it would stay in one place. Elizabeth was a quintessential long boom landscape, and that left it savagely exposed as that long boom eventually wound down and petered out by the end of the 1970s. The Trust planners, in their courageous and laudable attempt to build a town which brought people and jobs together, gave Elizabeth's people about 20 years of relative prosperity. Yet they also gave Elizabeth a specific and finite industrial future, with little or no control over labour or investment, and industries which achieved profitable growth, mostly through de-skilling, standardisation, and relatively low rates of innovation. The dependence on multinational firms, meanwhile, would significantly narrow the subsequent ability of the Trust, let alone Elizabeth's people, to determine their own future. And Elizabeth, like other long boom landscapes of the mid-20th century, would find itself haunted by the timing and the nature of its own creation.
By the road with an ache in my head, in the wrong side of town, left you sleeping alone in your bed. I guess I did let you down. In a wake-up state and out too late, trying to start over new. What I wanted to be never came to me. I've lost my way to you. I remember the words that you said when I pledged you my time. You would never get out of my head. You would always be mine. In a wake-up state and out too late, trying to start over new. What I wanted to be never came to me. I've lost my way to you.
It is only about 5 years since, with the permission of Her Majesty the Queen, I was able to name our new town Elizabeth. And since that time, large factories have been established, a very large city indeed has grown up, population of some 25,000 people, a very pleasant place to live in has been established. I believe that the people of Elizabeth are very happy people indeed.
By the road with an ache in my head, in the wrong side of town, you sleeping alone in your bed. Guess I did let you down.